Did they quit?
Yeah.
They realized they wasn't going to win this one?
Wasn't nobody gonna follow.
Yeah, that's what he was asking. He was telling Dimples. He said, I'm on some of them Dimples.
I was the wrong name to call. That's what I said. And I said, I didn't acknowledge it. I didn't need you to acknowledge it. If I didn't say nothing back, listen, I didn't need you to say nothing because, if an error, you say my name, you're like, oh yeah, he definitely heard it. Like, no,
I don't know about following anything. I don't even know who you are.
I have trust issues. I don't even follow the people until I talk to them a couple times. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Last person I followed blindly, I realized months later that she was a racist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I found her on another panel and I was like, you lied to me? Hey, Zulon. You Maryland?
Where are you from? Mama? You okay?
The U.S. We're from the U.S. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan.
What part of Pakistan?
What?
What part of Pakistan?
Pakistani?
What part of Pakistan?
Good.
We're at in Pakistan.
I'm sorry.
Jerky.
Okay. That's basically...
How are you? You don't even understand what I'm saying. Why would you ask me that?
We're saying too many English words. That's our fault.
Jerky.
Hey. What up? I know.
Yeah?
How are you? Good.
We already finished that question. Have you ever been outside the U.S.?
No, if you want to count Canada. But other than that, no.
I'm going to convert both of y'all at the same time. Like, I got to get y'all out of the country.
Well, I can't leave the country. I'm a convicted felon.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay.
That's why you can leave the country.
Really? I was, you know what, and I've always thought that too. I was like, you mean to tell me I can't never, ever leave the country?
They just lied to you. The lies they tell, they lied to you.
Yeah, because
here's the former Utah youth Matt Gay to get this one started.
Because they did tell me I couldn't vote. But then once I looked it up, something happened, and I wanted to vote because Barack Obama was, and I was like, I can't vote. I'm a felon. Yeah, and that's when I found out I could see. I'm glad I ran into you.
It's just like back in the 80s when they told us everybody in Africa lived in huts and they walked around naked and they had flags flying around them. And we believed them. We didn't know any better. We believed them. We thought Africa was trifling. Like, we were like, oh my goodness, that is poverty. And then the first
carry for Josh Jacobs. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be Madden dropped behind the line. Called officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get the ball carriers, but in this case,
like, how did
we
they
can
have all
safely
this
say he beat
technology?
him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that
It
play.
blew my mind the first time.
We don't got good internet. It's crazy.
Yeah, but...
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz and wreak havoc, because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freeing up the D lineman to make the play.
A little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
What did he say? No.
He told them to send him a heartbeat because he thought that was going to make him win. And like,
Now Love.
It's
Romeo Dobbs. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It's a gain of 6, but not enough as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
We need Robert when we lose him. We need Robert right now. But yeah, whenever Tennessee did they lied to us all this time, I said, you're nowhere on the face of this earth. They can't make me go anymore. His league currently being in freaking Romania. Never tried in my lifetime. This will work your project. Never tried in my lifetime. I will leave this league Romania. But here we go. 5-0.
A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night.
Nothing better to do for the 4th of July, but travel to Romania. And it's cheap, so whatever.
Yeah, $28 a day. Because you can't get that in America.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why wouldn't we travel to Romania and get a 5-star hotel, 5-star suite for $28 a night, and be able to stay here for over a week?
You've got to be impressed
All
by the
expenses
defensive
paid,
front on reps like
all our
those. They were
drinks and
not being
everything
moved off the
covered.
line, kept their
Like,
shoulders square,
everything's
and gave their
covered
teammates
for
time
a
to
week
fight to
and a
the ball
half.
and limit that game.
How y'all get that?
Play action.
It's nothing
Now
special.
Richardson.
You just book the resort. It's just that
Looking
price.
for Pearson. He's got
You
him.
don't have to
Touchdown, Indianapolis.
It's just cheap as when you leave the U.S.
From 21 yards away. And the Colts have taken the early lead on the road here at
There
Lambeau.
ain't no way I'm paying.
So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th
Two?
down. That's what got
Yeah,
us in
it is straight up.
position.
Well, and $100 is cheap. $100 a night is cheap. That is crazy. Right. And you're right. The Motel 8, not even a hotel. One of the dirty, where they have,
Extra point.
I can't even say the name of it, where they have an addicts, where addicts do their thing. $100 a night. Woo.
How are you?
Hey, what's good? I'm good.
You want to answer the phone first, real quick?
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
Are we raising our children?
Nixon now from his end zone.
I think I see a lot
And
of
he'll go
children.
down as this drive will start at the
I see a lot of
25-yard
situations
line.
where basically raising us up.
You want to answer the rest of the question?
Well, I can hardly see it. I'm just trying to read it.
Set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Are we
Charles,
listening
we
to
know
our
that this
children enough?
offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Are we protecting them from danger, trauma, and bad influence?
Second down, Jacobs
No,
once
not from my
more.
perspective. Not from what I'm saying. I'm seeing
And he'll be
children
brought down
again
right
have to
around the
raise themselves
37.
on social media.
Now with a first down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy set the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Unaware of what their children are doing. So there's some lack of supervision.
First down, Love to pass. Completed out left to Dobbs.
Schools and the community going up together.
22 yards on the catch and run. A
I'm
first
not
down.
saying not doing anything. There's always
All the
room for
receivers alive in a play.
But
You never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On first and 10, Love completes it again to Dobbs. He'll get it inside the 20. And finally, wrestled down at the 11. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
For you. Could you move? Because I'm trying to get hamburgers. Move. Personal question for you. Do you have children?
Yeah, I'm 60.
Counter
but my
play
children
with
are
Jacobs.
26 and 27.
And And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, but I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
For your grandchildren, are you attempting to make that change, or are you seeing these things in your grandchildren's life that nobody is?
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Love.
It's not that they don't have things.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
A lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
It's a recipe for disaster where I would say the home is dysfunctional.
And the first play will be a field goal try from the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
My grandmother was married at 15. My mom was married at 17.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that as far as its defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field. Complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Adnan Mitchell, 75 yards. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
No two situations are the same.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big time play, big time result.
My kid young, so I didn't know any better. That's what I was thinking of.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
When you know better, you do better. And if you don't know better, you try to learn better.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
Then it becomes just an excuse, if that makes sense to you.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Teenagers and children today as opposed to how our parents
working out of the gun. Love. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of the play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game. As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
One of them's 34 and out.
They're going to try and throw.
And they don't have any
that is caught on the move past the 40. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown. Christian Watson, 72 yards. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Another child that's does have.
That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So it's conservative, it's aggressive, and it's really aggressive, which is what we just saw. Tip of the cap to them.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Based on how social media says she should dictate her life.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Just on that aspect, I don't see how
the Indy offense at the line is set to go. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Adnan Mitchell, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Colts are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
iPhone, not just iPhone, but any kind of phone in this day and time. 75% of people's time is spent on.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Love, they go play action now. That is incomplete.
We've always got to remember that once the ball's in the air, the defender has every right to go after it, the receiver does. And that was a powerful positioning on that play. And in the end, he's able to force the incomplete pass.
Worst thing you can ever do in life.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
That was the worst thing that could ever happen.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
The Packers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11.
That's when our hands were growing up. So,
out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The offense will stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down?
If they don't have any parental guidance or anything like that, it's at least social media guiding them.
They'll try and throw for it here. It's complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
I know they got the 1st down. But Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it. But I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, kicks either a punt, right? Field goal, or a point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
There are so many variables in terms of the threats, whether it be an imminent threat or a harmless threat. There are so many things today that this culture...
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
That is so, covert that even for us to come and talk about it, it's not going to really serve purpose, because the powers that be have a purpose.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. Love looking to throw it.
As kids, I mean, you have 3
That's complete to Dobbs. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 39. A good pick up there, 20 yards.
Maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Can be totally isolated. You may not even have a computer, so you may not even have a cell phone. You may not have it, but he's going to get the information.
Throwing. Love.
His closest contact.
Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Love from the gun on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And the Colts are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback rolling left and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into. That's not really a good
I put him.
Every generation should be whether we like knowledge it as that or not, our children should be smart.
Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about when you're on defense.
Because in my generation grew up working, per se, in factories and steel mills and warehouse jobs. And then the next generation grew up going to college and becoming doctors and lawyers. And then a generation after that became engineers and IT techs and everything like that. Like, that is evolution. That is, every generation should be better than the last. We should build our next generation to do more than we did, because we
I got the same number of yards, but we don't have the same number.
It's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
Out of the miles of days.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
About a specific devil. I'm sure you're talking about the King James.
Richardson back to throw.
No, scripture is universal, man.
Complete. This is Mitchell.
It's just like a scroll.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. And Mitchell.
What you been up to?
It's winding down. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime.
They really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half.
How was it? Oh, yeah. But then y'all have a tent or a log cabin or something?
The acquisition of the knowledge that they have
He is on for the point after.
how much knowledge you have is how well you apply. If you look at some of the things that we're exposed to, some of the things
And the lead is up to 18 now.
you look at the productivity, the success, as a people, not as an individual, not as just two children.
Yeah, that's one of Charlotta's things.
One person does.
I don't know. She got a
history
certain stuff.
on what they do collectively. That is how you define not an individual, but by the people.
But I don't know. I couldn't make heads or tails of your stuff and hers. So I put everything in that, in between that bag, that Dave & Buster's bag, and
Makes it across the 20 as his guys roll.
in this bag right in this basket. And a lot of those clothes came out of the washer and the dryer. I took the clothes out of the dryer and put in the washer, put them in the dryer and stuff. Anything for you?
Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
You know I love my meat.
Fading here in the second quarter. Not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation.
And I've been wondering about you, thinking about what you've been up to.
Timeout signal for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. About near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
And then you just disappeared. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing to nobody. Yeah.
You got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he got 2nd and 3rd down before that coverage.
And then I went outside and they were gone. I'm like, she could have waited no time.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is
She wasn't gone. Charlotte wasn't gone. No, she wasn't.
play of the half. Love.
Yes, she was. I am not lying to you. I'm not lying to you because she got mad at me. She was like, "What did you do to Shamika? What did you say to her?" I didn't say anything. So Shamika's gone. She said, "Where did she leave?" I said, "I just saw the door was unlocked." I thought you, and I was like, "You didn't know she left?" She was like, "No." Why would you even listen to her say something like that? Why would you even listen to her say? Charlotte is the last person to tell somebody to hurry up. The last person. And I love my baby mama. But this is a proven fact. I'm not making up, and everybody who knows her knows. So this is not, oh, Henry's being mean. He's this and that. No. If you know Charlotta, if you ever had to give her a ride or wait on her, you know that she's, yeah, come on, man. No, she's like that 99.9% of the time. I'm going to be honest to goodness. I can remember 2 times. Honest to goodness, I can remember 2 times where she came out right when she was supposed to. I can count on one hand, but I can't say it's 100%, but 99.99% of the time, yes. She's on her mess.
Just wait to play the game. I can do nothing but respect it. She's playing the game.
Yeah.
Because she lived and she learned. She observed, she absorbed. She has a computer in her hand.
Yeah, that's why, that's why, but
she knows how to do her taxes. She's just choosing not to because she doesn't have to.
I would want
Until she's 26 years old. She's still got.
I would want you to rely on me a whole lot more.
Offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he and the ground game would be a bit more
She
involved.
doesn't have to, and all it's going to do is cause her money.
What is bipolar?
So I respect
One
that.
minute she's like,
That she
whatever. The next
realizes
minute
that and
she's
she
like,
acknowledges
this
she's
is the
playing the game
problem.
correctly.
Here's
She's
30
learning better than I am.
And I understand where you're coming from.
More productive and more
But that's why, it just comes to the point where
her financial success than I was.
you just gotta
She's been a 1099 employee of mine since she was 2 years old.
just ignore
She's
her.
been making money since she was asleep.
And if
Since she learned how to sleep on her own, she's been making money in her sleep. So she knows
you want to fuck with me, you should. If you don't, you don't.
When you can bite off more than half the field on
I take it either way.
financially responsible.
But don't make it because of Charlotte.
I love when I see kids do that. I'm proud of them when they do that.
Because I genuinely do like you. And I do want to get to know you better.
Second and 3.
So I love that.
And I want to make a better effort
Like count them out or
in
anything
knowing
like
you better.
that. I love that they have information in their hands. They're learning more than most of us could learn at their ages.
Richardson off the play fake. This is caught. Touchdown Colts. Adonai Mitchell, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts take the
But I'm glad you did pop up.
third quarter and drive right down the field.
Because I don't mind, and I don't mind.
So
I don't mind it at all.
Down there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it.
I hope I can expect it more often.
Caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it. Pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Pop up a lot.
No, you don't.
I'm saying if I start popping up, I'll pop up a lot.
That's fine with me. Shoot, you need to pop up and stay for a month.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
And then I'm not here. I worked 22 hours straight this weekend. 28 hours. I worked 28 hours straight. I did 16 hours at one house and 12 hours at the other house. I didn't get home till 8 o'clock yesterday. I went to work Friday. I went to work Friday at 4. I didn't get home until Saturday at 8 at night. You had a whole place to yourself.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense has got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why
that's
they
why,
continue to
man.
bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game. And I think it's been
Honestly,
about what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football.
well, most of the time I'm
control of the line of scrimmage.
The Ruggs throw finds its
I'm home during the week.
That's good. The completion.
My whatchamacallit don't start till
and that will bring up
my long hours don't start till Wednesday. Most of the time I don't have to be at work till 4 o'clock.
And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
I'm home mostly all morning.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Like today and tomorrow, I don't have to be at work till midnight. Tomorrow and Tuesday, I don't have to be at work till midnight.
Receiver in motion left. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he's going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop.
Everything you do is
and we
trash.
constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Now throw there by Love. By Reed. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Love now. He finds his man complete. That's completes Reed. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride too on that side.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Love throwing for it. And out of
let that ball go.
So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Yeah, one of my friends went fishing. Y'all be going fishing and camping.
Here's McManus now to kick
doing all kinds of stuff. You do? For real? Meek. You doing all kinds of stuff. That's wild. No, that's the same thing with me. I want to learn how to hunt. I'm gonna shoot deer for a living. And there's so many deer that be out here too. I'll be the deer master. Call me John Deere.
3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak
going here
and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, partner, because in the old
I'll be seeing some big deer.
they get off the gas a little
I'll be seeing my deer.
Now, people continue to accelerate.
Come here, my deer.
Decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he gets this one just
that's what my friend does.
at the 39.
My friend goes to the woods. He makes a perch
Well, I don't think there's any question
in
at
the
this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here.
In the
They've got to
trees.
stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score
And he hunts deer.
deficit window that they're in now, you got
Because he just sits there. He says you gotta sit there forever.
Use your timeout.
He says, yeah, you sit there forever.
Offense without timeouts. Then the
And you
stop
hunt
defense
deer.
got to use it.
You get your hunt on.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
There's other ways to do it. If you don't have to get up in the hutch thing, they have low ones where you don't have to climb, which I think that's the one I would rather do.
Again, it's Taylor. And 3
Especially
yards
when
there takes him to the 45.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its
Deer,
faces.
can you
And I know
smell
it
me,
sounds
deer?
crazy.
Can you smell me,
But they
deer?
practiced for this back in training camp. They knew there'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
You know everything.
I guess if they're in the perch, you can just see it.
Richardson.
I don't want all the butcher in it.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage
Yeah.
on 3rd down.
And I've never butchered a deer neither, so
Oftentimes when you're losing a
I'm
game and the
ready
team's
for that,
still
though.
throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing
That's the whole point.
physically.
I want
They
some
took that
venison.
opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
I want to skin it, make a Versace shirt out of it,
Things looking pretty good on the
make a Versace shirt out of the skin,
Go for it here on 4.
and have deer steaks.
Would you keep the antlers?
Yeah, aren't you supposed to?
Complete, they cannot.
Cause I want to keep the head. I want to keep the head up. Put the head right there with the antlers. Got me a 6-point buck there, buddy.
When they went for that
Got up one Thursday morning. I was there all day.
Some teams are just
Got me a 6-point buck there, buddy.
Some coaches are like, well,
yeah, you hear me? I'm straight Davy Jones out here.
Situation, I'm going to do it.
Straight natural
and
woods
they're also
man.
the same coaches as a general rule. That if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Love. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's
no, oh, man. That was a pick 6, baby.
So they're going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage.
My oldest daughter's birthday is coming up.
Effective gain, nonetheless.
Second down and 3.
Matter of fact, my youngest son's birthday is today. He turned 22.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
My oldest kids are 26, 25, 23, 22.
A little over 50 seconds left
and
to
then
go
I
in the
got
game.
14, 13, and then Charlie's 9. Yeah. What? You just turned 26? So you born in 99? Yeah, my son was born in 2000.
Ball up to the 35 now as they go
crazy.
First and 10. That one looks like he'll throw.
Yikes!
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
What the dude just come in there?
And the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th.
Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. Is it normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that? Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
Under pressure, they got him again. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Richardson looking to throw this. Looking for the crossing route, and he's got Mitchell. Down the left sideline.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 18.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this and this, we'll win.
These freaking donuts.
Turnover battle.
I shouldn't even eat none of them.
Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory.
Now,
Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So he's going to the Kroger.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Lambeau. Good night, everybody.
What do you leave me like that for? Look, they're normally $10. But I got them late on Fridays. Oh, I did mess up my shoes. I didn't even notice that. Stepping in that mud.
Where was you at in the mud?
Charlie's grandma's house in the backyard. Looking at fireworks. Fireworking it up. You said you thought to watch fireworks?
No, it rained yesterday.
Yeah, we did fireworks in the rain. That's just my order.
I didn't think they would go off in the...
Man.
I didn't think they would go off.
Now, it rained hard enough that they stopped doing them, and then as soon as the rain stopped, as soon as the rain slowed down and started trickling, they started doing it again. It didn't start getting dark till 9 o'clock. I got home at 8. No, I'm lying. I got off at 8. I came home, took a shower, lotioned up, put the smell good on, and then I went to Charlie's grandmother's house for the 4th. Perfect game. Perfect quarterback out here, boy. Your baby mama loves me. 343 yards. Did I use anybody else? Alex Pierce, the only other one with a Mo Alley had a catch. Hold on, let me see real quick. Yeah. Can't deny Adonai. He was out here doing it. But yeah, I was... And when Charlotta said something about you gone, I was like, dang, did I run her off? And now listen to what you're saying, like you thought she was gone. And she wasn't. She was, I don't know if she was in the bathroom.
She wasn't in the bathroom.
Or she was in my room. But she was here because she said, where's Shanika? I said, I thought you knew she was gone. When did she leave? I don't know. I see that she's gone and the door is unlocked. So you ain't say bye, or no, you ain't say bye, nigga. You couldn't say anything. You can't say bye, nigga. I'm leaving.
Listen, I thought she was supposed to be outside. Like the people were out here. Yeah, they were out there. And they were not gonna wait. She told me to finish grabbing her stuff after that she went to the bathroom. And I did that. Walked outside, and she was not outside. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
And then when I got down 10 minutes before, I texted her. I was like, where the hell are you? She never replied.
And she got her phone.
She didn't text me again until the next day when she was like, order me an Uber. I'm like, girl, you got a car.
Yeah. But I ain't been up to nothing. And I was just like, whenever you wanted to come through, you could just come over. And I mean, however, if you got my number, however you and Charlotte get in contact with each other, you can just text me or call me, just be like, hey, this is Shamika.
I message Charlotte on Messenger.
And I can't. Only messenger I can have is on Instagram. I'm banned from Facebook. I'm banned from Facebook and Snapchat.
Why?
Facebook, I don't know. I had my Facebook account for 15 years, and I've been blocked. I've been restricted a bunch of times on there for a whole lot of things, but all the rest of the stuff, I mean, I don't. Why I've been permanently banned, I do not know.
You've been permanently banned.
Yeah. Like when I try to don't smile like that with your big old face. Like I can't use my email, and you know I use my email and phone number. I gotta get a new phone number, a new email, everything. I gotta restart my whole Facebook page. And it's been years. It's been years since I've had Facebook.
You probably commented on people's stuff off the wall.
And I do, but it's within community guidelines. Because I don't like to cuss, so I don't use curse words. You'll never see me cuss. So it'll be stuff like, "That's why your baby mama love me." You know what I'm saying? Like I'll say stuff like that. I'll be like I will troll somebody, but I don't say anything. I don't use curse words. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? And no profane images. But I will say something like, I would have been your dad, but the line was too long. You know what I'm saying? I would say stuff like that. And it just all depends on what the subject is and what's going on. Like I wouldn't just hop on somebody's post, that said, "Oh, my dad died." I'm not going on there and be like, "Oh, your dad didn't love you, that's why he died." I would never do nothing. I ain't never did nothing like that.
You must have fun on TikTok. Do you get on TikTok?
Every day I was just on TikTok. I was on somebody's live. TikTok is the closest I've made, is the only time I've made money off of social media.
You have a TikTok page?
Yeah.
You post it on there?
All the time. Every day. When I put the clips when I stream, I put my clips on there. That's how I find new followers and new people to play on the game. Troll. But I was bad on Facebook, because it would be people. Because a lot of people followed my page because I post Proverbs every day. And I would post and interpret Proverbs every day. And you could ask Charlotta, people would stop me at the grocery store. You'd be like, yeah, man, I read your page every day, man. I learn something new every day off your page. Like, oh, my goodness. But then, like her cousins and stuff who are on, like my page, and that's the thing, like my page is strictly respectable. Like, it's got my kids on there, it's got the Proverbs on there, and it's uplifting the black community and, doing positive things. But if I'm on your page and you on there twerking with your grandson, I'm gonna be like, dang, your grandson gotta look at you behind all day? Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff I would say stuff like that. But yeah, if you look at my page, it's
you post you're on your page, decent family-oriented content.
Yeah, it's rated PG on my page. It's rated R on everybody else's. Rated M for mature on everybody else's. So, and I mean that's the same thing I do on TikTok and Instagram. Instagram and TikTok, I just crash in on racists, on the racists all the time. Like, the Carmelo Anthony thing, George Floyd, Charlie Kirk, all those things. I be on their tops. I be on their tops.
You be going to search it up, don't you?
TikTok brings it to me. It's part of my algorithm. Because the coon pages, where the black coons, where they come in here and they just be like, oh, the white man is right. Oh, we got one dude is on there was sad. He was like, because they're saying the white population is shrinking because they're not having kids. And the dude is on there, they're not having no white babies. White people are just disappearing off the face of the earth. And and the world is just gonna be so much worse without white people and this, that. I was like, you freaking cool. And I'm just like, no. They act like white people are the only people that's been inventing things and doing stuff in the world, when it's known that every race on this planet has contributed, to society, to the world.
White people take credit for it.
Yeah, they take credit for it, and you think, back in the day, black people couldn't. Like, we couldn't own patents. We couldn't own patents. Mm-hmm.
Everything they did was someone else's ownership.
Yeah. We had to let them have whatever we made because we couldn't claim ownership of anything. Couldn't own houses, couldn't own land, couldn't vote. But we were innovative. Of course, a black guy made the cotton gin. He's tired of picking cotton. How can I pick cotton faster? Let me make a machine that picks cotton faster. Duh. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when they were taking people from Africa, it's like they weren't just taking random lowlights. They were taking like the doctors and the killers and
the architects.
Yeah, they were taking people that mattered.
you took, and not necessarily, not just them. Also, like the resources. Mm-hmm. Everything is in Africa, from oil to diamonds. It's the largest continent on the planet, besides Asia. Maybe Asia is the largest, and Africa is the second largest.
Yeah, Asia's the biggest.
But come on, I'm not trying to hear that. And especially when they get on there and start talking crazy, I talk crazy right back.
It's like really white people are the weirdest race. Like they have to be some kind of like gene mutation or something, because everybody else has some color to them.
Besides them.
Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't start the races, so it's like, where did y'all come from?
Right. And then they used to. What they found out, what you're saying is true, because every race on the planet has Neanderthal DNA, but black people. Like, black people are the only humans on Earth. Black people are only 100% humans on Earth, because everybody else, every other race on Earth has Neanderthal DNA in them, except for black people. And it used to be, they would say, anthropologists would say, Neanderthals were dumb and they were bestial, this, that, and the other. And then, and when they found out that most of their DNA, part of their DNA is Neanderthal, and none of it is black. Now they say, oh, Neanderthals were so smart. Neanderthals were so innovative. Now all of a sudden Neanderthals were the smartest thing. Yeah. It was straight up crazy. It was straight up crazy. Neil deGrasse? The smart black dude? Neil deGrasse Tyson? He brought it up. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
The Bible says that Jesus' hair was woolly, like wool, and his skin was like grass.
Okay. Now.
Like wool? You know what that sounds like? An afro.
Okay, it does. But when John was talking about Jesus, when he was talking about him, he was describing his brilliance, how bright he was.
His hair was like wool?
White like wool. His feet shone like bronze. That's the thing, and because of the wool, because of the color bronze, we interpreted it as him calling him a black man. Mind you, yes. Northern Africans, the sub-Saharan.
But Jesus was a man.
Yeah, they were all colored. If you go to Israel, they're brown people. That's just, it is it. They are brown people. But in Revelation, John was describing the transfigured body of Jesus. This was not, and yeah, it was the transfigured body of Jesus. And he was using simile. His hair was white like wool. His feet shone like bronze. His eyes blazed like fire. He was talking about how brilliant, how bright, like just like you see on TV, you see the angel coming down from heaven and it's this big bright light. That's what he was describing. Now, whether or not it was Jesus. Jesus still has the same body. He is still in his body. He is transfigured, but he still has the same body he was born with. Now, when we go to heaven, we won't have our bodies anymore. We'll have a whole different we won't even be men and women anymore when we go to heaven. It's gonna be we're gonna be asexual. Because our souls, our spirits are asexual. Our bodies are sexual. But there's no need for a penis in heaven.
So does that mean like gay is not even a thing then? That's not the world. That's a worldly thing.
The thing is, now, God, you're going to get a different answer from me than any other Christian. One day, Jesus and two of the disciples were walking in the city, and there was a blind man. And he was like, Jesus, I want to see. And the disciple said, Jesus, who sinned for this man to be blind? His mother, his parents, or him? Because God used to punish you. God used to punish generations of people. And Jesus said he was made blind so God's glory could be seen. Meaning, because eventually, like a few minutes later, Jesus heals this guy, makes him see. Meaning, God made this guy blind so Jesus could come and heal him in front of everybody so people could see God's power. And another example before I get to my point. When Moses had his interaction with the Pharaoh, a few times Pharaoh hardened his own heart and he wouldn't let the Israelites go. But there were other times, and God even said it himself, he hardened Pharaoh's heart. Like, after like 5 or 6 of those plagues, Pharaoh wanted them to leave. But God still hardened Pharaoh's heart to make Pharaoh keep them so he would do all 12 plagues. And like I said, other Christians are not going to have this take. But God makes you the way you are for his own reason. He makes everybody what they are and what they do because of his plan. He has a plan. He has an end game. And in between that is everything that leads up to it. It sounds messed up because there's a lot of messed up things in the Bible. And I mean, there's some things in there that would turn your stomach that God allowed, and you're going to be like, and a lot of Christians, once they seen it, they turned away. They were like, I cannot have a part of this, because when you read it, God will even say, who makes man so he can see or that he's blind, that he can walk or make him cripple? I do that. I'm God. I do all this. I do the good, I do the bad. And a lot of pastors, a lot of leaders say God is the benevolent one and he doesn't harm people. He only does good. And it's the devil and it's Satan. Like Satan only can do what God tells him to do.
God allows him to do it.
Allows him, right. If you take Job, for example, Job was very prosperous. Satan says the only reason why he does it is because you bless it. And you keep me from harming him. If you let me take away everything he has, he'll curse you to his face. He'll curse you to your face. And God said, okay, good. Everything that he owns, you can destroy. But don't touch him. Don't kill him, and don't make him sick. The devil said, okay, cool. So, he kills all of Job's kids and takes all of Job's possessions. I think the only thing he has left is his land. And that's it. And Job still does not curse God. The devil comes to him again, and God says, well, you see, Job still likes me. And he goes, well, yeah, he has his health. So, of course, he's fine. You know, as long as the person can be alive, yeah. He said, okay, cool. You can make him unhealthy, but you cannot kill him. And he afflicts Job with a sickness where he has boils all over his body. And Job still does not curse God. And eventually his friends come, and his friends tell Job, you know, he was wrong, he did something wrong, and God is punishing him. Because in the Bible, and this is, and mind you, Job predates the law. Or he's during the law. Because when you read the 5 books, you read from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Those are the books of the law. Genesis and Exodus tell the story of the Israelites. Exodus does a little bit of the law. Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy is the law. It's more than just the 10 Commandments. It tells you everything. Like, say me and you were married, and I get into a fight with another dude, and you punch a dude in his nuts, you get punished for that. For helping me. Now, say if you hit the dude, if you two-pieced him in the face, that's fine. But if you crushed his genitals, helping me fight, you get punished. Like there's a law for that. There's a law about that. They have the law of jealousy. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Those are the laws. And Job lived within those laws. And the thing is, a lot of things, you got eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. If I plucked your eye out, then they need to take my eye out. If I hit you in the mouth and you lost a tooth, you gotta hit me in my mouth, I gotta lose a tooth. It was eye for eye, tooth for tooth. And in the beginning of the law, a child could suffer the consequences from their parents messing up. But even then, even in the law, even after a while, you'll see God say, no, everybody now will suffer for their own sins. And that's what that's what I was talking about before. The disciples were saying, you know, who sinned, this person or their parents? And that's what Job's friends told him. You did something wrong. Now, Job told Satan, have you considered Job told Satan. God told Satan, have you considered Job? There's no one like him. There's no one more upright than him. If God says you're upright, you are upright. God cannot lie. God cannot lie. If he says circle, a circle appears. If he says light, light appears. If God says Job is righteous, then Job is righteous. And Satan says, yeah, that's because he has everything. That's because he has his health. Satan had his reasons for why Job was the way he was. But Job was fine the way he was. And Job knew it. Job knew, like, you know if you fucked up or not. You know if it's 5 kids in the house, the lamp is broke, you were upstairs, the downstairs lamp is broke, and you were upstairs when the lamp broke, and your other 4 siblings were downstairs, you know you didn't do it. Even though they'll say, Shamika did it! Shamika did it! We didn't. The four downstairs can say, you did it, even though you're upstairs, and you know, I didn't do it. I didn't. And your parents are at work, the 4 siblings say, we'll just say Shamika did it. You see what I'm saying? And you know, like Job knew, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't cuss God, I don't sin, I don't cheat on my wife, I don't cheat on my taxes, I'm a good dude, I help the poor, I help widows, I do what I'm supposed to do as a God-fearing man. So why am I being punished? And his friend said, you did something wrong. There's no reason for God to punish you this bad. He had 7 kids, all 7 of his kids died at once. He said, and all your cattle, all your camels, everything is gone. Job, you did something wrong. Because it's evident. Like, they had raiders. You know, you had pirates and raiders. People will come and pillage people and take their stuff. But to lose everything all at once, that's biblical. That's a punishment from God. If you lost everything all at once, you know that's God. If you lost your keys, you know, you lost a pair of shoes, but you still got 30 of them, you still got 30 pairs of shoes. You're like, oh, I lost 1 pair. You lose all your shoes, that's something happened. There's something devastating happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they attributed to. They said, Job, you did something wrong. You're not as righteous as you put yourself out to be. And in the end, by the end of the book, God vindicated. In the beginning, God vindicates Job. Job is upright. And we know that throughout the whole thing. His friends are human. They don't know. They just go by what they see. Just like your parents would. The lamp is broke. You have 4 witnesses against you. The parents are gone. The only people they're going to believe, because of the evidence and the witnesses, even though they're lying, is that you broke the lamp. And that's the thing. His friends were the same way. We see this devastation that's going on. We know the law, and the law says, I'm going to punish you if you do. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to take everything from you if you do wrong. Look what you did, Job. Look. What did you do wrong? You did something. You're not telling us, but you did something wrong. But Job never did. He stands and he said, I wish God would come down and tell you guys what I did wrong. I want to know. He was like, whatever I did wrong, please let me know. Because I know I walked the straight and narrow. And if you remember in the beginning, God told Satan, Job walks the straight and narrow, doesn't sin, doesn't do anything wrong. But all these bad things happen to him. Devastating things. Like I said, it's not that he just stubbed his toe, it's not that he just got a cold. He had legions of sores on his body. Like he was hurt and devastated. But God ended up vindicating him in front of his friends, and which means they sinned for like just about lying on Job, and they had to sacrifice sin offerings to God through Job. Like the same way, like if you would, take your offering to church. So instead of like going to the tabernacle, or anything, they just went to Job. They took their sacrifice and gave it to Job. But yeah, when you see, if you read the Song of Songs,
but then his kids are still dead.
Okay, well I should have read. In the end, God gives Job everything back, double, but his kids. He gives them back the 7 kids. Not the same 7 kids. They don't like get resurrected. But he has 7 more children.
I mean, I guess he couldn't ask for anything more, but those were still 7 kids he lost.
At once. All at once. He had... It was 7 kids. It was either... And one day, whenever you get a chance, just read the book of Job. He had either had 3 sons and 4 daughters, or 4 sons and 3 daughters. And each son had his own house. And every week, they would party at one of the sons' houses. Every week, they just rotated from house to house. All the siblings and all their friends. Job had money. And when we say Job had money, the fact that his kids could party their parties lasted a week. And then they would move the party from one brother's house to the next brother's house. It was either 3 boys or 4 girls, or 4 boys and 3 girls, but every week they would throw a party for themselves and all their friends. Like, if you wanted to hang out, because Job had it. And it didn't take much to party there. You had food and you had wine. You know what I'm saying? So you was getting drunk, you was getting messed up, and you was getting fed. If you was Job's kids' friends, because they had money. He had money like that. And Job.
Were his kids as righteous as him?
Well, that's the thing. You don't know. They never talk about the kids. But Job, because he knew his kids partied hard, he sacrificed for them every week. He sacrificed every week for his kids. So he atoned for and it says he didn't know. It says he doesn't know whether or not they were doing wrong or bad. But just in case. Because these niggas is partying every day. They're partying every day. It's not like they're just doing it on birthdays. It's not like they're doing it on special occasions. It was week to week, each brother's house.
Isn't that kind of nice to, like, okay, you get, you're human, you get to sin, you sacrifice for it, and it's over. You know?
It's easier now than it was then. Back then, it was...
Sacrifices were a lot.
Yeah, because you had to have the bull, like, murder, you lost your life. But stealing something, you would have to give the person, like if you stole a sheep, you would have to give the person 2 sheep. You know what I'm saying? And if you're poor, most of the time when people steal, it's because they don't have it. You know, I stole this sheep because I don't have a way to feed my family. So when you're poor, you sin. And you'll see if you ever read the law, God does have stipulations. He has loopholes for poor people. Like if you can't afford it, if you can't afford the sheep for your sin, for whatever sin you committed, you can sacrifice 2 turtle doves. You know what I'm saying? There's amenities to it. But like you said, back then you needed it cost money. Back then they didn't have cash money to pay for their sins. That's what we would do now. If we lived under the law now, we wouldn't, like, if I stole from somebody, I would go pay the church $100, and that would be my sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would atone for my sin. I would give the person back the money I stole, and then I would go to church, or then it was tabernacle. You went to the temple, and then you would, give your sacrifice. Hey, I stole from somebody. Here's my atonement money. Because they didn't have money. They had sheep, cattle, and food. It was resources. You had your resources, whatever your resources were, and like everybody was a farmer. Maybe some specialize in, having cattle. Some specialize in agriculture, but there was no. They didn't use money a lot. They didn't use money like we have. Like, we don't go out and hunt for food. We go to the grocery store. We have people now who specialize in everything. That's why we have farmers. We have farmers. We have butchers. We have lawyers. We have doctors. So you don't have to know. Back in the day, you had to know everything. Back in the day, you had to be the lawyer. You had to be the doctor. You had to be the farmer. That's why a lot of people had new medicinal, herbal medicine, and then just about everybody knew it because you had to. If you got a cut, you broke your arm, you got an infectious disease, you had to know what herbs and stuff you needed to use. You had to be your own physician because there were no doctors, there were no hospitals. This is the thing, up until the 1900s, women didn't go to the hospital to go have kids. There were no epidurals. You know what I mean? That, like, modern maternity has only probably been around 120 years. Since the 1900s, maybe a little bit before. Maybe sometime 1890. Maybe.
But nothing like it is now.
Yeah. And even then, right. Even then, like, the epidurals didn't start until the 60s or 70s. You know what I'm saying? So, just to think, you had to, and that whole laying on your back thing was not a thing. For thousands of years. Right, it is. It is. It's the worst position. Thousand-year-old cultures had their own, what do you call them? Midwives that specialized in giving childbirth. Like, they knew, they could tell without sonograms. What are those things where you can see, ultrasounds, that's what I wanted to say, that the baby had the umbilical cord wrapped around its neck. Like, these women could go into you, twist your baby around, and get the umbilical cord off the neck without any kind of ultrasound. Like, there were women specialized in this. And this is we're talking 10,000 BC. We're not talking 1600, 1700. These women knew, and like you said, they would squat. They would use gravity was helping you deliver this child. Like, when you said being on your back, that is the worst. Like, how did we get here? How did we get to being on your back to delivering a baby? I don't know. Because from what I see now, even now, medical doctors say the best way is just to pop a squat and push the baby out. And push him out.
But with the epidural, we can't do that.
Okay.
Because you can't
feel your legs.
But you can still, they have a little, but you can't trust once you have the epidural, all your natural instincts go away.
I hate to bring up my baby mama, but Charlie was big, and Charlotta got the epidural. And they had to strap her legs. You should have seen it. They had sheets that they put her legs in so they could pull her legs back.
For her?
Yeah. so she could actually push. Because she couldn't feel, like you said, can't feel anything. I felt for my baby. I saw all my kids born off. I changed all my kids' first diapers. Because I've always wanted to be a dad. I knew that once I found out me and my dad had the same name. And that was when I was like 4 years old. I was like, oh, me and my dad have the same name? I said, when I have a son, he's going to have my name. And I did. My first baby mama told me, she was like, Henry, what did she say? It's been 2 weeks and I didn't have my period. And I was like, that's because you pregnant with my son Henry. And sure enough, she was pregnant with my son Henry. And that's why I was blessed to have 2 sons. Have 2 sons back to back. And all I wanted was boys. I didn't want any girls. I didn't want girls. I wanted 12 sons. I wanted to be like Israel. I wanted to be like Jacob and have 12 sons. And I ended up with 3 sons and 4 daughters. So.
Like Joe.
Mm-hmm. I never thought of love like that. I'm about to see. I'm about to see now. I'm about to see. How many kids did Job have? Oh, my fault. I lied. Job had 10 kids. 7 sons and 3 daughters. Oops. I misspoke. I misspoke. I might have 10 kids though. I might.
Do you want more kids?
I do, yeah I do. I told my kids I'm gonna keep having kids until I start having grandkids. So how about that? One day, I took my 3 oldest kids out for dinner, and I didn't outright tell them, they should start having kids. I was just like, the happiest day of my life was when I started having kids. Like when I saw you guys, when you guys were all born, I changed all you guys' diapers, first diapers. Like you guys are the best thing that ever happened to me, and just being a parent was just the greatest thing that's ever happened, and it just fulfilled my life. You know what I'm saying? Without saying, have kids. And then I was just like, I'm gonna just, I'm just gonna, until you guys, I'll stop having kids when you guys start having kids. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of.
What are you gonna do when you have your first grandchild?
Spoil them.
They say that the love is different. You feel different for your grandkids than your kids.
Well, like I said, that's because you're more mature. You're a lot more patient when you're older than you are. Well, you can ask Charlotta. She honestly believes I let Charlie get away with murder. And 20-year-old me would have said the same thing. But I'm a lot more lenient at 40 than I was at 20. When I was 20 years old, I expected my 2-year-old to have the mindset of a 20-year-old. So I was punishing my child. It was unduly. It wasn't right. I wasn't patient enough. And then as I got older, I realized. Yeah. Because even then, it helped me with my other relationships too. Because I always, up until I was like 25, I expected everybody to know everything I knew. And that was crazy. Like thinking about it now, that's crazy. You can't expect everybody to know everything you know. Like, well, you're 26. That's what I'm saying. When I was 25 was when it was like, it clicked. Like, oh my goodness, I should not have, everybody doesn't know everything.
I get so bad and frustrated, like, expecting to read my mind, like, you just know what to do. You should just know these things are going to happen.
Yeah. And common sense, and once you realize common sense isn't common, then you realize, okay, it makes you a lot more patient. Makes you a lot more patient with people.
More mad, like, why isn't everybody else?
Yeah. Because of the world, if everybody was kind, if everybody was empathetic, you wouldn't have racism. There would be no room for it. Nobody would think that way. If everybody thought the same.
Empathy is a core human trait.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying. If it was, you wouldn't have child molesters or serial killers.
No, because they don't have their urges. They're not putting their urges over the empathy that they have for others.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there's not empathy there. Just their urges are more important.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. It might be, but some, like I've heard some people say, I'm glad they locked me up because if I was out, I'd be still doing it. Mm-hmm. Which shows that they do have some kind of empathy because they know what they're doing is wrong. Yeah. But they also, like you said, they don't have impulse control. They put their impulses over.
Blurred vision, like a tunnel vision, like they see things the way they want to see it, so it'll fit their agenda. And you don't notice it till you're out of whatever you're in. You can't really see it for what it is.
And a lot of them do. They get off on that. A lot of them, they have orgasms from killing people, from stealing.
Yeah.
Like.
it's crazy. There's some crazy shit out there. And it's just like, I'm just so happy God didn't choose me.
I'm so glad I'm not that way. So what, did you grow up here in Bloomington?
Yeah, for the most part. I was in a few foster homes here and there.
Like in different states or different cities?
So.
Really? Mm-hmm. What other states you lived in?
Michigan, Illinois, and Ohio. Yeah, that's where you got with Ohio.
I grew up in Michigan. I grew up in Inkster. Went to school in Romulus, and my mom worked in Detroit. Where was you at in Michigan?
I like the UP.
The UP? Mm-hmm. Why do y'all call it the UP?
The Upper Peninsula?
Is that where you were?
I was there as an adult. I was place Flint. Yeah. Because of the dirty water.
Mm-hmm.
But I was only there for like a summer because my grandma came and got us.
That's what's up.
And my mom would just come pick us up randomly out of school. She would just pick me up out of school. And I thought I was going to go to the appointment and we're leaving town again. And then my grandma would find me again and come pick me up.
Mm-mm-mm. That's damn near what I want to do to Charlie. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I've changed my schedule, so now I have every Sunday off. But I want a regular. I don't want to work anymore. I just want money. And then I just want to be able to have the time to raise Charlie. Because if I had a 9-to-5 job, I could have Charlie. But I work nights and weekends. So she's she's a regular kid and she's home on nights and weekends. While I'm at work, she'll be here. I can't have her here home alone. Not unless but then, like I said, if I had a wife or a girlfriend who was home, then I could.
You could do alternative means of schooling, I guess. I feel like I would do like, I thought the van life would be fun so my kids were like in school. Because they're small now, you can take them everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And Charlie's always she's always asking me to get a freaking minivan. Get a minivan, like, no.
That would be so much fun though.
I'm not here for fun.
Take the seats out, put little bean bags in there. It would be fun.
Mm-hmm. I see it in your eyes. Like your face just blew up. You just start glowing thinking about it.
It'd be fun for you to go everywhere, all the time.
I could possibly do it for a week or two, but I need to come home with my PlayStation.
Yeah, then you can just make it like a weekend thing. It's called compromise.
Oh, for real? Compromise. What is that? You do it your way one day and my way the next.
Then you get throughout the weeks. It'll be whatever you feed in the weekends. It's adventure time. You know?
Mm-hmm. You got brothers and sisters?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
My mom has 2 other daughters. So there's my mom has 3 girls, and then my dad has